Hello everyone, my name is Jessie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I am providing you a how-to video that is updated for Microsoft Teams. And what this update will show is it essentially just walks you through the basic processes and ways you can use Microsoft Teams to really increase your collaboration with other members of your work or school team, hence the name Teams. So let's go ahead and get started on this updated video. This is the default view of Microsoft Teams. I personally like a list and the dark mode because I'm always on my computer. So if you want to change the way this looks, which is what I'm going to do for the rest of the video, you come up here to your picture. That drops down a menu. You click Settings. Now before I do this, if you like the tile view, all you've got to do to enter a team is click the team that you want or join or create a new team. If you click that, it pops up like this. So you can create one or you can join one with a code. I'm going to go ahead and change my settings. I want dark mode and I want it list. And you'll notice it's almost an instantaneous change. Now, as a heads up, I am on, you will notice, the desktop app version of this. And the reason for that is because it is much easier for me to navigate rather than the online version. I've noticed that the online version often lags and it creates some video sharing issues when you are on a large group call. So I highly recommend downloading the actual application onto your laptop or desktop computer. So I'm over here in my practice course. You'll notice that these are some of the additions that I created when first going through some YouTube videos. So for the sake of this YouTube video, I'm going to show you how to create a new channel within your team. So let's say you've already created your team. Now you need a channel. Click these three dots, add channel. A pop-up will appear, and this pop-up is going to say YouTube update for Teams. You can choose your privacy settings. For now, I'm going to make it private because I'm not going to add anybody, and I don't want anybody on my practice course to see that I am going in and adding and deleting things, because sometimes that sends people into, oh, what are you doing? Or it might distract from their work, and I don't want to do that right now. So go ahead and click next. It adds a channel. You can add students and teachers. That is completely up to you. Depending on your settings up here at the top, it might have something different. It might have colleagues. That depends on what you have it set on. Because I work for a school system, it is set for students and teachers. So go ahead and click skip if you're not adding anyone. And it comes up as a new channel for your teams. You can add a new conversation by clicking that button. To expand this text box down here, go ahead and click this A, and it brings it up. So new YouTube video is the title of this, and then I'm going to put drink more water and give your eyes a break. If I wanted to change something on this, just like you would a Word document, you can add things, you can make it different paragraph styles with different headings, you can highlight, you can do different things with your text, and you can link if you would like. So these are some great options. You can also limit who replies and responds to your post. You can post in multiple channels. So if I wanted to add this post to also my first channel, I could scroll down, find my channel and say, okay, I'm going to post it to these as well. Update, boom, it's there. Just like an email format. I don't want this, so I'm just going to leave it YouTube update for Teams. Then I'm going to send it out. The other thing you will notice is you can reply to messages. You can respond by using the same formats. I sometimes love to add in some comedy to post because after all, we are working super, super hard. I know you all are too. So you can respond by using images. You can respond by opening up that text box again. You can even mark the importance of your response. So let's say it's something that's really important, that's deadline driven. You can mark that importance. Now, if you want to meet on your Teams, you can click up here, click Meet, and it will take you to new channel meeting. I'm going to name this YouTube Update. Turn my camera on. Hello, everyone. Join now. And it will automatically update this for you and go ahead and let everybody in your team know that, hey, you are meeting now. So let me go ahead and walk through what this looks like. So over here you have in this meeting, you can spotlight yourself now if you want. And when you have participants in this meeting, you can click these options and those options will be a longer drop-down menu. And what I mean by that is it will come up and it'll say mute or unmute. If their microphone is muted, it will give you the option of making somebody a presenter. So explore that and see what options you have when you are meeting with someone. You can hide participants, show participants. You can hide conversations or show the conversation if you want. Same thing that we just went over. There's the bell. So same thing that we just went over for our new channel that we created. You can place your responses in this text box and you can comment any way that you feel like is necessary to comment and engage in a written format. Let's say your camera is not working. You can engage with your meeting through this. Something new, two things that are actually new immediately right off the bat is the first thing is that the timer is now up here as well as your toolbar. At first, when I first recorded the video, the toolbar was down here right underneath my chin. Now they have moved it up to the top. And so this toolbar, you can raise your hand if you want. You can lower your hand if you want. You can click more actions. And this will take you to a wide array of settings that you can use on Microsoft Teams. So one of the things that I really like, especially when engaging with multiple people, because I like to read body language, I like to see facial expressions. You can click, it is not highlighted here because it is just me in here, but when you have a group of people, you can click this together mode and it shows all of the people together. You also have the option of a large gallery, which shows all the large gallery of pictures of people. That's kind of like Brady Bunch style. And in gallery, when you have other people in, Microsoft Teams automatically will format it to fit your screen the best. You have background effects. One of the awesome things about the updated Microsoft Teams is that the background effects are new. So instead of just the blur that I have, I can really change it to what I want. So I can preview first by clicking preview, and it shows down here what my preview will look like. I can even apply and turn on video if I like something. So that is really neat. And I'm fairly certain some of these backgrounds are like games. Like this one, I want to say that might be Halo. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this one is. Like they are awesome backgrounds. And so you can use this if you want. You can add new. So If you have something that you want to add, you can definitely add it. For a while, I had the "It is fine" photo as my background with everything on fire. So that is cool. That's an interesting feature. Something else that you can do is turn on live captions. You can start recording, pop up a dial pad. You have meeting notes. Meeting notes is something that my team uses quite frequently, in that when you have notes, this is your notepad. And then you can immediately send it to somebody after the meeting, and boom. So here's your notes. You're clicking. Your call in progress is down at the bottom right hand side. I'll show you how this looks. So notes, and we're going to say this is a test for YouTube. All right. So that's my notes. I want to come back up here because maybe I want to interact with somebody, whatever it might be. If I want to share my content, it's very similar to how it used to be. You click this button up here, click share. You can share your screens. So if you have a dual monitor or 3 monitors, however many you choose, bell, you can choose which monitor to share, and that will share the whole monitor, or you can just choose a specific window to share. So if I wanted to just share like a certain PowerPoint, I can do that. If I wanted to share the Microsoft Whiteboard, I can do that as well. So here's an example of what the PowerPoints will look like. So I'm going to let's do this one. So when you are presenting now through PowerPoint, one of the awesome things that I really like about the Microsoft Teams update is that you can now control your PowerPoint through Microsoft Teams. So there's no longer a toggle back and forth. Rather, you are doing it right here in one app rather than 2 separate apps. Awesome. So all you have to do to continue going through this is just skip through. If you want, you can stop presenting. You can prevent participants from moving forward and moving through at their own pace. So if you are a teacher and you're worried about that one child who likes to skip ahead to assignments, you can click this button, and this button will stop them from clicking ahead. At the same time, something that you can do is you can easily stop presenting, so that way it comes back to normal. You can reshare something else if you want. This is a great new feature of the current Microsoft Teams update. So I'm going to end the meeting. The meeting is now ended. The notes are done, which is awesome. And you will notice that it automatically created a meeting notes up here at the top. And so this is how they are stored. So you can really keep a nice running record of everything if that is something you are interested in doing. So let's navigate over here to the left-hand toolbar of Microsoft Teams. So these are the basic features that you will get on Teams. Activity, that shows your activity, your @, your mentions. This shows your chats. This feature shows all of your teams. If you are on the tile version, you will have to click a back button to get to your teams. So it will look like this. I'm just going to click tiles. So here are your teams, but if you are within your class, this is the back button that I am talking about. You will have to click that. Let me go back to my list view. Remember, you go to settings, click it, and choose the layout design that you want. Assignments are all updated assignments that you are either creating or that you are given to create an assignment, you click here and you just click. So we're going to say assignment. Choose a class that you would like to create an assignment for. Jess's practice class. Click next. Now here's what the assignments look like in Teams now. So you can give it a title, YouTube example, enter instructions. Be as specific as you possibly can if you are a classroom teacher, because that helps to prevent a lot of the confusion in how to upload and complete online assignments. You can add a rubric. You can add resources, by the way, to the instructions if you want. So if you want them to do something on a Microsoft Word document, you can upload that here. Give an assign to category and a due date and a time due. So if you don't want to allow late turn-ins, you can click edit and you can edit those features. This is similar to a Canvas video that I posted, which I will link right here. And if you are interested in that, that is very similar to this, where you have the post date, post time, due date, and due time, and then you close the assignment. And what that means is you can close the assignment a day or two or a week after the due date, and that allows students to submit late work. I highly recommend allowing a close date that's later than the due date, because we are in the middle of COVID-19. We are approaching in wintertime with cold and flu season, so we're going to have students that show up. We're going to have students that don't show up, and at the end of the day, everybody's human. So just remember that everybody's going through their own personal battles as well. So please really consider having a close date that is after the due date to allow students to turn in work at a reasonable time. So when you're done with everything, click done. I'm going to exit out of this. I can click save or I can click assign. Save just means it's saved. However, you'll notice it's under drafts. To actually assign it, I have to click assign. When it's assigned to students, this is what it looks like. And you will also notice there is an assignment mentioned in Jess's practice class. So that assignment will be pushed out to students, and you will be able to essentially see what students need to return their work and what students have returned their work. This is a great way to grade. If you want to see student view, click these three dots up here. Click student view. This is what the student's view will look like for them. Now, they will also have a section where they can upload the assignment. That has not drastically changed. So if you are looking at how to upload assignments on to Microsoft Teams, I will link that video here. All right, so I'm going to head back now, back to we'll actually go on to calendar. Your calendar looks just like this, and you can add meetings if you want. And by adding a meeting, that's what it looks like. When you add a meeting on Microsoft Teams, it is automatically a Teams meeting. You can use Scheduling Assistant to see who's available and who's not available when you add the required and optional attendees. That is a great feature. The other thing you can do is you can attach documents, you can do links, anything that you need to have somebody do prior to the meeting or have them do during the meeting. You can find or you can connect it here in some form or fashion. I prefer the links because we also work off of SharePoint, but you can You can do anything that you would like. Again, when you're done, you click save. I'm going to click close on this for this, but before we close out, make sure you notice the time zone. This is in Eastern Standard Time. Make sure your time zone's correct. It should automatically update, but I did notice a couple of weeks ago that it did not automatically update mine to where I was. So double check that. If you want to add channels, you can add specific channels. And I'm going to click close because I'm not going to save this. The other thing you have is calls on the left-hand side, and this will show you who all you can call. It will have speed dial, contacts, history, and voicemail. There are also files. These are all the files that you upload or that you can access within your Microsoft Teams. You have cloud storage, and then the 3 dots gives you different apps that you can add. So let's say I want to add Polly. Polly is a great app. I absolutely love Polly. So I'm going to click learn more just to show you what Polly looks like. And Polly is basically helps with responses. It helps with surveys. It's got templates. It is really, really neat. So if you've ever attended a webinar, it is very similar to the webinar surveys that you get. So hopefully that is something that you might like to use. And once you add the app, it'll be right here. When you click apps, apps will show you all of the apps that you have available within your organization. So if you don't like Polly, for instance, and you're used to SurveyMonkey, you've got SurveyMonkey. That is pretty cool. We have used MindMeister a couple of times. That is super fun. It actually really helps with online collaboration as well. There are some other interesting things. If you're a teacher, you might see Nearpod that's already linked. You might have SharePoint. Chances are if you have Teams, you have SharePoint. So that is also an interesting feature. But browse through, see what you like. If you really like something and you find that you are using it more often than not, one thing you can do is go back to your class, and up here at the top, let me go to the YouTube update. Up here at the top, you can add it up here. So I'm going to add Polly up at the top of this page. And well, it's going to ask me to sign in, and I'm not going to go through this right now. So you can add it. Once you add it up here, it'll be up here. I'm also going to add OneNote. Let's see if this will make me sign in. Great. So I'm going to do this one, save. And what will happen is it automatically comes up right here. If you want to move things around, just click and drag or drag and drop, and it will move things around for you. So let's say I want meeting notes. I want meeting notes somewhere else. You can easily click and drag. The other awesome thing is that if you want to delete this, just click remove, and you can remove it. And once you remove it, it's gone. So again, this is a basic overview of the new updates for Microsoft Teams. I hope you enjoyed this. And there is another bell. So that is my cue to go. I hope you enjoyed this video. If there is something that you need to see, please drop it in the comments below. I will also link some additional information in the video description box, but don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. And if you need any help with anything that's Microsoft Teams or online teacher help, please don't hesitate to reach out. My email is also below as well. Again, thanks so much. I appreciate you, and have a wonderful day, evening, night, whatever it might be. I will see you later.